Builder 4 is the product we're launching this week. Flash Builder 4 has been renamed from Flex Builder as part of our master plan to confuse everybody, because it builds really Flash. It doesn't build Flex. Flex is a framework on the development side, but you don't actually have a Flex application. It doesn't end in Flex and run as something different. It runs either as an Air or as a Swift. Okay, for a t-shirt, anyone know what SWF stands for?
Shockwave Flash.
You're going to come faster. There's also a lot of packages that are being released in the next little while to package Swift content for the iPhone. So Flex 4 is an open source framework. It's not something that you have to buy product to work with. The product we're launching is our product, much like HTML and the Dreamweaver relationship. If you want to write HTML, you don't have to have Dreamweaver. But if you're writing HTML in a production environment, you need the WYSIWYG because it just makes your job go so much faster. And that's what the Flash Builder product is. As students, you all qualify, or faculty members, you all qualify for the free program. So we give out the product to people in the education institutes. This is an open source framework as well. It's got an open bug database. You can contribute to it. You can suggest changes to it. So it's really something that belongs to the community. It's not just something controlled by Adobe. The Flash Builder is the IDE that helps you build applications really quick. So, here's just a typical thing a developer will do in an enterprise Flash application is find a web service. How many of you work with web services? How many of you know what web services are? Okay. Web services, or a SOAP-based web service, is basically a piece of functionality you can invoke through a service. A service in this case is really the boundary, the action boundary between the functionality and that which consumes the functionality, as per the OASIS SOA reference model, which is the standard abstract reference model for service-oriented architecture. A web service is one of these services that is based on web protocols such as SOAP. To connect to a web service and build a graphical user interface for it that can display the result usually would take, well, you've heard about what we used to tell your boss if he asked you to do it a week, 8 days, yeah. Well, you can do it here in under a minute. You guys can time me on it later. And if you can get yourself a week's worth of development time in under a minute, that's pretty special. When you're building in Flash Builder, there's, using the Flex framework, there's an underlying set of classes, and it's really important to understand the relationship between the languages we work in the code view or code perspective and the actual libraries. There's two languages. One is called MXML, and it's an XML-based dialect. It's a declarative programming language. The other one is called ActionScript, which is a scripting language shown up there between the script tags. And this is the language that most Flash developers use now. When you write a Flex application, either of these two languages can be used. They both use the same, they reference the same components. These would then be compiled into a Shockwave Flash file, put on a server, sent up to the Flash player when requested, and rendered as Flash. So either one of the languages also can be used to invoke a very powerful set of back-end wizards for things that are commonly used in enterprises. So REST services, REST is a set of architectural principles governing how you connect to services over the web. SOAP-based web services, PHP classes, and a number of other things. There's also a new bridge between the design world and the developer world, and this is a ability to use a third namespace qualified language called FX, or Flash XML Graphics, which are exported from Flash Catalyst and can be imported directly into Flash Builder. This works off very common design workflows, which is that somebody sits down with Illustrator or Photoshop, designs something, and eventually you want to build it into a Flash application. So I'm going to show you a demonstration of that. And that helps with designer-developer workflow improvements. I make fun of developers and designers with this one. Developers really don't get designers. Okay, so that's all the first bit I wanted to show. I really believe that firmly we should get right into coding, because getting into code really gives you a better perspective. So this is Flash Builder. This is the product we launched. And if you want to build a new application, you come to this IDE. When you first come to it, you'll have nothing in the package Explorer up here. There's a couple of different areas that are worth noting. Come up, create a new project, and the new Flex project will take a name, so we'll call this BCIT1. And you get to choose whether it's going to run in the Adobe Flash player in the browser or on the desktop with Adobe Air. So the first one I'm going to build is running in the Flash player, and I'll hit finish. And the coding for this can be something you go into right away, but you don't have to. You can go to what's called a design perspective. So in a new project, when you're building an application, you don't have to get your hands dirty with code. When you're first getting into it and doing your Hello World exercises, which I'll leave you with a set of tutorials in case you have the desire to follow this up, you can go down and grab some of the components from the Components tab down here on the left-hand side. And these are basically Flex components. You can drag them onto your screen and lay them out in a layout manager that gives you exact layout. It helps you build your application visually.